Meanwhile, Bai and the girls are yet again in another vibrant place, but this time they are surrounded by spider lilies which signify death. A flashback shows that they knew before entering Thaw. It is the pain of death they will encounter next. As they are talking, Bai tells them it is the gate to the Hades realm. In the present, he is waiting by the river when he sees a boat approaching them. It is none other than Ling. He then suggests Bai to stay here forever since he came in by himself. But he refuses again, and they all climb onto the boat. They all reach the Forgetting Bridge, where a pretty young woman can be seen feeding some drink to a kid. The kid then walks up onto the bridge. Yunfei asks about the drink, and it is revealed that it is a special soup made of lifelong tears, which will help them forget the memories of the past. The girls are given the same soup made of unimportant tears. They quickly gulp it down. Meanwhile, Bai is fussing over how he is given a tub of tears instead, so he begs Meng to reduce the amount, but she says she only gave him one when there were so many tubs filled. The girls take a peek inside his tub and laugh at the different memories shown. Just then, Bai jumps on the cover of his tub to further stop from embarrassing himself. He urges them to cross the bridge, as he will soon follow them. So he dunks his face in his tub and starts drinking aggressively. While crossing the bridge, the girls pity him and really hope for him to reach the Foundation Establishment realm. Meanwhile, the prince is pacing back and forth, waiting for them, and the Wisdom Immortal continues to piss him off with his wisdom, and asks him to be patient. In a change of scene, we see that Bai is bloated on the boat, due to the excessive tears he drank. They then explore the Hades realm, as they even go on to meet Yama, the leader, and Bai also plays a game with him. Just then, the prince is finally able to see them walk out of the Hades realm, and is angry to see that they made it out so fast. Bai then grabs all the items from the girls they took from the realm, and gives it back to Ling and tells him to thank Yama. The skull tells the prince that even Yama can't force Bai to stay if he is unwilling. Meanwhile, Bai scolds the girls for taking things from ghosts. Upon hearing their conversation, the prince once again throws the Wisdom Immortal and aggressively turns his golden button, to make the following illusions even more difficult for Bai. Meanwhile, the girls are complaining to Bai about returning their gifts, but ignoring their pleas, he tells them to pay attention since they are in a new place, which looks like a galaxy covered in stars. A crystal-like object turns toward Bai, and reads that they are in the 7th pane, which is the pane of obsession. This confuses Bai, as they have suddenly jumped to the 7th pane. Just then, the object starts spinning, making Bai realize that all the panes are mixing up, which are hatred, desire, and obsession. This means that the Land Immortal is getting desperate. Just when Bai turns around, he sees that all the girls are gone, and he calls for them one by one but is met with no response. Suddenly, another crystal object shows him a vision of his master, who is mocking him for not reaching the Foundation Establishment realm. He is then shown memories of his life, even the ones he doesn't remember, like how his parents abandoned him when he was a baby because they couldn't take care of him. He then turns around to see the Book of Foundation Establishment, which finally brings out a reaction from him and shocks him. Elsewhere, Wei is also shown memories of her life where she sees her father doubting her abilities and not seeing her as someone fit. This causes Wei to cry as she is hurt by these memories. All the memories of other girls are showing them their weaknesses, trying to play with their emotions and manipulate them against their loved ones. But all of them are too smart to be fooled this easily. With one swift move, they all break these crystal memories with a smirk on their faces. Bai then says that his master couldn't even beat him when he turned into an immortal. He would never look down on him. Bai was also very tempted by the book, but he knew it was a trick, so he broke that too. Similarly, Yunfei knows her master Zhang is not so narrow-minded and is like a father to her. And just like that, Wei also breaks free knowing that her father loves her, and so does everyone else. Bai looks at them proudly, but just then he stops Jinyao's sword as she breaks her illusion too quickly without seeing him standing on the other end. She immediately blushes when he asks who will marry her. Once again, for the millionth time, the prince is enraged seeing that none of them were fooled, as he blames himself for underestimating them, but apparently it is just the beginning. Suddenly, the shards start piling up to turn into a snake, and Bai warns them all to be careful, as he realizes that the prince can't fool us, so he has now resorted to physical attacks. Just then, the snake flies around them and stops right in front of them. He stares at them, and finally opens its mouth to shoot shards at them, but Bai quickly acts and casts a barrier around them to prevent them from being pierced. He then quickly uses his tricks to move the barrier ball around, which causes the snake to follow them. However, the shooting shards are so sharp that they cause cracks in the ball, causing it to almost break. Seeing the situation get worse, Bai hands all the girls bamboo slips and instructs them to run in 5 different directions, and to use these bamboo slips as a defense when the snake sticks out its tongue, while Bai will kill him. So they follow his orders. As he counts to 3 and they all run in different directions, breaking the barrier. This confuses the snake, so he decides to focus on Wei and run after her. But she uses the bamboo slip just in time, and casts a barrier around her. So Bai sees this as an opportunity, and decides to distract the snake. With a few swift moves he slits the snake's body into multiple pieces, and with one last shot to the snake's head, which causes it to burst into tiny million pieces. As Bai steadies himself, while shards are raining around him, a yellow shiny stone falls beside him. So he picks it up to examine it, and it turns out to be a moonstone. Just then, the girls gather around Bai, but the selfish side of him comes out and he tells the girls to summon more inner demons, so that he can get more moonstones, and the girls just look at him with disappointment. We see that the Wisdom Immortal is extremely happy about Bai, the Sword Master, as he is not playing by the rules and is giving the Ghost Prince a headache. So the prince tells him to shut up. We see that Bai actually managed to convince the girls to summon their inner demons, which led to him collecting 1101 gems so far, while the girls are sitting in a circle. He even praises Wei for her hatred, which made a very good quality gem. But he is still not satisfied, and asks them to summon even more demons. Hearing this angers Wei, as she has even gone as far as to think about bedwetting at the age of 10. All the girls seem in major distress. Even Jinniao has run out of hatred and clings onto Bai to hug her as she is suffering from the pain of obsession. But he tries to shake her from his leg. Just then, Yunfei's angry voice brings them all to a halt, as she screams her desire to win first place. And this summons another snake. Seeing this makes Bai happy, and he proceeds to kill it. Mei Qiao tells Wei to talk to him, and make him stop, as they have been summoning demons for a few days now, and have even collected enough gems to build a few more sects. But Wei says she can't help, as greed is the culture of the Kingaming Sword sect. Just then, Jinniao summons another snake while dreaming of Bai. Wei jumps in to save her, but is scratched by the snake and bleeds. However, Yunfei finishes off the snake by chopping off its head, and Jinniao apologizes to Wei. But they are interrupted by Yunfei, as she wonders why the snake didn't turn into a gem. Just then, the head of the snake gains life, and licks the blood, causing it to regenerate his body. It grows even bigger in size, and this time his hands even pop out, scaring the girls. But then Wei realizes that maybe it is her Dragon Ball blood that gave the snake so much power. Just then, it starts shooting shards at them, but they are all saved as Bai steps in. He then turns to question who had hid their hatred, and they all point to Jinniao, but she clings onto Wei. But he notices a bruise on her arm, and his suspicions are confirmed that it was her blood, which made the snake so big. So he tells the girls to protect Wei while he kills the snake off. He then climbs onto the snake's body, causing a slit everywhere, and then finally stabbing his head with his sword. He holds on tight, while the head explodes, leaving behind thousands of gems. After killing it off, he tells Wei to bandage herself, and gives her an image storing gem to capture the entire space, so that it can later be studied by Yuxuan. Bai then schools the girls for not being able to kill a snake like this, so he tells them to summon some more and they will train in killing them as their devil training begins now. Meanwhile, the prince has been watching all along, and is now intrigued by Wei, as he suspects that she is the descendant of the bloodline of the Dragon Ball. He then says to himself that she will die here today. The Wisdom Immortal is now worried because of her presence. Back in the Delight House, Su is catering to a very stressed Huangfu, who is worried that it has been months since they have gone in, and wonders if they are playing inside. Since Bai is powerful enough to kill a land immortal in minutes, it is worrisome that they are still not back. He questions Bai's ability to protect the disciples, but Su assures him that he can protect tens of thousands of people. Huangfu falls asleep as he worries about Jinniao dying in that mansion. Just then, a girl comes out from the smoke and informs Su that her father, the Monster King, is dead. Back in the mansion, Wei is tired of holding on to the image-storing gem and is now bored. While Bai is training the girls to fight the snake, Mei Qiao runs with her instrument in hands, fighting for dear life. She turns around to play it in order to kill the snake, but he dodges it and is about to kill her when he is stopped and killed by Bai, just in time, and leaves behind more gems. The girls are exhausted, but he summons another snake, making them wonder how much hatred Bai really has. He instructs them to fight it off, and they all aggressively beat him up, and fail, much to Bai's disappointment. He is frustrated now, as he can't find the exit, and challenges the Land Immortal to come out and fight. Back in the Delight House, the girl tells Su to take charge as she has the purest bloodline, and this can stop the riots and monsters from taking control over the cities, as they will value her due to her pure bloodline, and she can protect the humans she cares about so much from being attacked. Back at the mansion, the girls are still fighting the snake. Yunfei entangles it, while Meikiao plays her instrument to attack, and strangles it with the strings. Just then, Yunfei stabs it, and this angers the snake so it opens its mouth to attack. Jinniao steps in and further ties it down with the strings. She lands the final blow, and more gems are left behind as the snake explodes. They are all proud of working together to kill it off, and so is Wei. She goes up to Bai, and asks him to also allow her to kill the snakes, but he sends her back to explore. Just then, he summons another big snake, much to everyone's disappointment as they are exhausted. And he names this snake his first love that failed. As the snake emerges, the girls stare at it in shock as it is huge. Prince has realized that Bai won't let Wei fight, so now he has no choice but to fight them in person. So he leaves behind the cloak as his red rotten soul enters the portal. Just then, the Wisdom Immortal says that he is waiting for Bai to come. Just when the girls are done killing off the snake, they beg Bai to finally leave as he has collected enough gems. And Wei is also done recording. But suddenly, the Land Immortal emerges, making Bai happy. He sucks in the gems, which now makes Bai angry as they are his hard-earned gems. The smoke then turns into a scary huge demon, and tells them to taste his inner demons, since their own inner demons couldn't kill them. Bai realizes that the prince gathered the power of the four pains to his body. He then tells Bai to give his body, in order to let the others go. But Bai mocks him for always grabbing things from others and being unpopular, which makes him angry, so Bai finally asks him to fight. The demon grows even more powerful, and attacks Bai. But every limb that he attacks with is torn into pieces. Bai plays around with him, and asks him to not die and give him more gems. He teases him, which makes him angry and runs after him. But Bai soon cuts his arms off, as he continues to mock him for being a fake prince, which further angers him, as Bai seems to know all his inner demons. He bangs his hand on the ground, thinking he has caught and killed Bai, but when he lifts his hands up he sees him unharmed and smiling. Bai demonstrates immense power, as he once again slices the demon into pieces, and with the final blow he slices it in half and finishes him off. Bai then orders the girls to gather the gems. Back in the Kingming Sword sect, the leaders have gathered and are strategizing to fight the monsters, to which Yunzi is against since their sect is poor. Some leaders ask for cooperation from each other, but some disagree, and this angers Hunagfu as he emphasizes on how dangerous the situation is. Just then, Su stops them and tells them to wait for Bai, as he will be back soon. But if there is no way left, she will go back to the monster realm. Back in the mansion, Wei picks up a gem, and asks Jinniao to see if it is a first-class spiritual gem. But she assures her that all the stones left behind by the demon are good and better than the ones left behind by the snakes. They all find different types of stones, which have powers infused in them. And Yunfei even finds a stone which has a thunder attack power times 1000, so she sticks them all onto her weapon. While Bai is busy chopping off the demon constantly and fishing gems out of him. At this point, even he has given up on his desire to have Bai's body and begins to run away. Bai scolds him, causing him to cry gems, which makes him happy, and he forces him to cry even more. Bai gets distracted, as he is told that Su has asked for their help and they must hurry up. Meanwhile, the Land Immortal disappears, and when Bai finally notices it, it is too late as he grabs a hold of Wei and pulls her down with him. The Land Immortal challenges Bai to come to rescue Wei. All the girls are also ready to fight, but he tells them to be cautious as it is not that simple. Suddenly, smoke starts covering them from everywhere, and the space starts collapsing, causing everyone to fall into a limbo. They are all thrown into the throne room, and Bai soon catches all the other girls before they abruptly land on the ground. Just as Bai is about to leave, he hears a sound coming from the rubble. He removes the rocks to find the Wisdom Immortal. He offers to make a deal with Bai in order to exchange information about where Wei is, but he must promise to take him out from this place. He tells Bai that the mansion was built using the blood of the Dragon Ball, and Wei is now being used to resurrect a great demon. In a change of scene, we see that Wei is tied up in a secluded place. Suddenly, she wakes up and tries to break free, but then hears the Land Immortal, who tells her that she can't escape. He then tells her the more she tries, the more she will bleed, but she is confident that Bai will come to rescue her, and that the prince will not be able to beat him even after he sucks all of her blood. Bai then heads out to find Wei in the deepest part of the mansion. Just when Bai arrives, a dog-like demon appears. It is revealed that the creature is the skeleton of the great demon, which was awakened with Wei's blood. Then the demon runs after Bai, but he stabs him, causing the demon pain, and then slits his head. However, the demon quickly recovers. Bai then tries to find other spots on his body that might be his weak point. so he continues to attack him. Bai swiftly dodges all his attacks and jumps forward to slice its tail in half, but the tail regenerates. The girls are watching the entire scene, worried for Bai and Wei. Bai slices its body into multiple pieces when he finally finds his weak point. But the demon also realizes this and moves to attack Bai with a great amount of energy. However, it has no effect on Bai and this shocks the demon. Bai finally stabs his weak point, causing the demon to disappear into ashes, and the girls cheer on him as they see him succeed. He finally finds Wei tied up, but is warned by the Prince of the Land Immortal that if he tries to cut any connection, she will die as she is now linked to the prince. The girls are furious and question the Wisdom Immortal on how to kill the prince, and he says the prince has tied his 3 souls to Wei, and the only way to break the connection is if he cuts the connection himself. Back in the Kingming Sword sect, a man informs Su and other leaders that the mansion is in turmoil and is affecting the Shangshuan kingdom. After hearing this, all the sects rush to stop the mansion and the sky from collapsing. Meanwhile, the prince reveals to Bai that he has to completely drain her blood to revive the mansion of Wisdom Immortal, and that everyone will die. Bai then offers his body to him in exchange for Wei, but she tries to stop him. However, he doesn't listen and challenges him to take his body. Just when he tries to take Bai's body, Bai ends up capturing 2 of his souls in his hands. He then proceeds to tear his 2 souls, using an immense amount of power, while his last soul is still connected to Wei. Bai orders Wei to use his bamboo slip, and the moment she does, she screams in pain, which causes an explosion of the spiritual energy. Wei then falls into Bai's arms and asks if she is dead. He assures that Ling is not there and that he has killed the prince. Then he tells her that his bamboo slip protected her. He then transports them both back to the girls. They praise Bai, and Yunfei even asks him to teach her as his disciple. Bai rushes to the Wisdom Immortal, asking him to teleport them outside. But he refuses and says it is no use in going outside, since Bai destroyed the main brain of the mansion and everything within a 100-mile radius will collapse. This angers Bai, so he commands him to teleport them outside. Meanwhile, all the sects and their leaders are trying their hardest to protect the kingdom and to stop the sky from collapsing. Just then Huangfu tells Su to leave as he will hold the fort, but she refuses as she knows Bai will be angry. Just then, Bai puts a hand on his shoulder and he turns to hug him out of happiness, but Bai pushes him off. All of them have made it out successfully, and Bai hands the skull to Yunzi, and then instructs everyone to leave. The sky further collapses and everyone rushes out. As soon as everyone has left, Bai accumulates a huge amount of energy and blows it right at the collapsing mansion. He demonstrates an unimaginable amount of power which clears the sky as the mansion disappears into thin air. Everyone watches from afar, with shock on their faces while Bai radiates energy. Just then, the sky clears and everyone cheers him on as he is floating on his sword, and it turns out he has broken through to a new level. A few days later, we see that Wei has finally woken up, and Jiniao is the first one to greet her, and then explains to her the entire situation of how Bai saved the Shangshuan kingdom from collapsing by absorbing the mansion. Meanwhile, Yunzi and Yuxuan are annoying the Wisdom Immortal with questions. Just then, Bai appears and asks them to leave. He then asks the question he has been dying to ask, whether he can reach the Foundation Establishment realm. And surprisingly, the Wisdom Immortal tells him that he can. Upon hearing this, Bai is overjoyed and starts dancing around. After he is done dancing around, he then asks him what he should do, to which the skull has no answer. Hearing the skull's response angers Bai, but the skull then asks his current level, which is revealed to be 66,666. So he tells Bai that he is an immortal envy with unlimited power and has a boundless energy center. The skull comforts him by telling him that he is invincible and he shouldn't need to reach the Foundation Establishment realm. The skull also reveals that in ancient murals, a man with his essence perhaps broke through the Kai refining realm, but he doesn't know the method. Bai is still upset, but then the skull tells him he can fight the immortals, since the first man with immortal envy also fought monsters. This catches Bai's attention, and he asks if the monsters would know who he is. The skull replies with a maybe. In a change of scene, we see that Bai is at the Delight House, where Su tells him that he will be her hatchet man. In case someone tries to disobey her, he will beat them up. Upon hearing this, Bai is happy as his ego is boosted, but then he surprises her with a strange request, which is to dig her ancestral grave. In a change of scene, we see the same flower girl from before walking up to someone's throne. She informs the man in the robe that the information is all out there, to which he replies that he cannot wait for his elder sister's arrival.